I just can't believe he wanted the dog. Like, Jaden's obviously going to pay. Thank God Pimp's gone. Hello, Natu. Welcome to the desk.
Thank you.
It's good to be here with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sadikist. I can't remember even how to say my own name. Drellin at the end. Home team heroes.
Yes, indeed.
And you were the home team boy. We've got Gamerzone going against Avocado to try and determine the final spot in the quarterfinals.
We've just given up on the name.
Yeah. Avocacik, all right? Just giving up on the day more than anything.
Well, your life.
that is the most accurate. Drellin, it looks ready to go, though. I'm glad you dressed for the occasion. We look like bums.
Yeah, out of respect, we got to represent. Look, I'm actually quite cynical usually about Hungarian teams and their chances because up until this point, we didn't really see anything that's worth mentioning. But no, yesterday they really impressed me, right? We've seen some solid team play, some solid utility usage. All around, they seem like a solid Counter-Strike team, and that's why going into this, I'm actually quite interested in what we'll see from them because, sure, MIBR is one thing. It's one best of 3, but can they keep that up?
I heard at the after party they're actually just going to play this song on loop for 4.5 hours. I'm excited to go to it. They're going up against Adwokacik. You made a really interesting point, Drellin, yesterday, that in Hungary, we kind of touched on regions and Poland having a lack of success lately. Ents from Finland coming through, younger talent. You made a point that this has always been the third best team in this region, that there's been 2 other teams that might get the chances to get through, but these guys made it over them. And yesterday, they took it, I think, by the helm. They made the best of it. Even though they didn't win, they made a good series out of it.
Yeah, I mean, the third best team is quite relative in this region because obviously, I guess the difference in skill does not matter that much here. Usually it's pretty even that, anyone can beat anyone on a good day. But yeah, certainly they are not the favorites to come here. But we have, as I mentioned yesterday, we get to see something fresh, something new from this region. And that is exactly why I was very impressed with them because I haven't really seen these guys play before this, I've seen the other guys, Salamander, Budapest 5, you get to see these guys on the server every day. But no, that's for the first time we see this on an international level. And very impressive.
Well, these will be the maps. We start with Mirage. We've seen a lot of similar maps in this event. We start with Mirage, we go to Inferno, we have Train. It seems like we haven't seen Vertigo at all. We've seen Nuke once, I think Overpass once. Other than that, it's been pretty standard throughout the map pool. Avocacik, speaking of regions, Spiro on this team, formerly within Virtus Pro, Mihu as well. These are guys that have experience, but still can't break through, it seems.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of been an issue in the Polish scene. They had that original VP lineup be so much together for such a long time that none of the newcomers really had the opportunity to play with the best of their country to kind of get that knowledge, be around them, kind of learn the ropes from the veterans, so to speak. Right. And I think that's kind of hindered a little bit. I mean, I'm just making assumptions here, but I'm assuming that has to be one of the reasons why we haven't seen as many talents come through Poland as we could have.
I think there's truth to that. There's a bit of a lockout. I think some of these teams as well, FPLs really helped them. You could hear one player, I forget, why can I remember? One player on Adwokacik said, I came as a lurker at FPL, that's where they found me. I think that's actually been a good system, rank S, whether it's FPL or rank S, to promote young talent.
It's the same for the Hungarian guys here. I mean, even if, in a world where the team in itself doesn't necessarily, become world beaters, the great thing is, the silver lining is that individuals within that lineup can actually get that opportunity moving forward.
I think that's a change in what used to be, because it used to be you needed a team of 5 to make an impact. And we still see that at minors every now and then, tournaments like this. But now we're seeing Rops, Frozen, Brolin, young players just pop out of nowhere and be ready.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's good to see. Torzi in this tournament, I think he's number 4 in rating and against everyone else, right? So that's pretty good for a guy that I don't think most of us have really heard of before this tournament.
Yeah. Drellin, you weren't on the desk this morning with us, but no doubt you would have had a chance to watch some of the game. Avocacik going against what we saw from Gamerzone yesterday. Where do you actually rate this game? Where do you think this goes?
I think Adwokacik as a team is marginally more experienced than Gamerzone. Obviously, you see the names there. Sparrow, Morels, these guys have come from AGO. I think Caper, he played for Virtus Pro for a bit last year. So it all ties together, and I feel like if you saw that yesterday, Gamerzone had problems closing out that game, right? On the third map, it was like they were running out of steam. You could see that they were just out of their depth. And that might be a dangerous thing for them coming in against a team like Adwokacik, who has these veteran players, more experience, and they might be able to just visit the third map away from them.
All right, Natu, what do you think?
I think another factor to it is, if anything you were saying yesterday, is how the Gamerzone guys are going to be really prepared, anti-shredding, that kind of thing. How much are they going to be able to do against this Polish team, right? So that's obviously might be an issue.
Well, with an issue, I've got one to bring to the light. It's the fact that Tom is embarrassed and insecure about his biceps, but he's still going to carry this broadcast because he and Jason Kaplan are going to bring you this game. Gentlemen, please, without further ado, take it away.
He's got some strong legs as well if he can lift this buck 100 kilos into the air.
Wondered where that was going. I was scared for a second, but...
Strong legs, strong arms, and a strong heart here to match as we're making our way into
strong
our...
jaw, though, unfortunately.
Or a strong hairline, I guess we should say as well.
That one's definitely
your head.
weak.
But we're into our final game of the day. And I still have this pitted as a very close match between these two teams. Adwokacik has proven they can do some good things. Yenker was the man that we were looking for in the first map on Train, who dropped 33 in regulation and wasn't able to, unfortunately, carry them through the rest up against the Ninjas in pajamas. But that's also the problem with Adwokacik, is that he was the only one that really seemed to stand out. Where you look at Gamerzone, and we had Torzi put up some amazing numbers. Not only numbers, but the yelling, the enthusiasm he had helped to really drive the team forward. Crazy Deer had a couple of really good shots. Hussar as well. I feel like they had more standout players than Adwokacik, but Adwokacik still looked good against NIP.
Yeah, the problem I'm having is the same as earlier, where we sort of go into the match and look at VP and go, oh, they're probably not going to play that well because their opponent did quite well versus Mouse Sports. It's like, it's a completely different scenario now. Like, you have to remember, Gamerzone almost seemed like they were playing with nothing to lose in a lot of those rounds. Like, you actually commented on one of the points where it was like, Torzi plays so aggressive. Like, I don't know if he's going to do that here. Like, is he going to play a little bit more safe because he thinks they can win? So far, well, they've managed to get themselves the opener. They've gone quickly on towards this A site. It is going to be Jenker. I had to think for a second. I was going to call him Jed, but...
It's close. It's close.
Yeah. I got...
Think Swedish when you pronounce the J.
That will not help. I'll call him Get Right or something. But here we go. Push back in. Corey. Already going to be getting another seemingly trapped, and the bomb is planted in such a good position you can't expect anything to be done. In fact, it's flawless from the Hungarians. I can hear them even though we have the door closed and they're in another room behind us. They're still very loud, and I have to say I enjoy it. I really do kind of hope that they get to the same. I mean, I know that saying that is like sheer bias, but it would be great to see a Hungarian team get through to the playoffs.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, on the stage in front of the audience. I mean, Katowice in 2014, the first like really big event that I did, having Virtus Pro there in front of the Polish crowd was ridiculous. And obviously the sixth man of the crowd can always turn the tides of these battles. And with how we've seen Gamerzone play, I feel like if they do get there, we could see them challenging a little bit better against the likes of NIP, MIBR, maybe Mouse Sports in there as well. But at the same time, Gamerzone's match versus MIBR, yes, they did take Inferno against them, but I still want to say that was not the same MIBR yesterday that we saw today.
Yeah, it's the...
I mean, Taco got more than 5 kills, so already it was a different team.
But yeah, the other thing as well is what I said in the sort of previous matchup, where you're sort of punching up. Your opponent is not going to necessarily take you seriously, whereas I can tell you for sure that MIBR were not mucking about when they played up against NIP. Like, they wanted that playoff spot. They knew they had to play their best Counter-Strike, and they did. So even still, this is fantastic from the Polish side. They've done so much with so little. Another kill coming in for Yenker as well. He's got off to a flying start, something we didn't see so much in the second map earlier today.
I think they're smiling because now they're going to be screaming back. Obviously, they're all in the same room together, just on different sides. And whenever a gamer, I think someone's going to lose their voice, and it's not going to be us today. It's going to be one of the players after the screaming. To be fair, we put in quite a bit of time. So 8th best of 3 in 2 days.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll hit 24 hours. 24 hours in 2 days. I feel like that's quite impressive.
Well, luckily for us, Anders and Moses will be coming along to join us for the playoffs.
Us.
Yeah, from Insanity
and probably you guys.
And probably obviously make the casting better. There's no doubt.
I was going to say less weird stuff, but then I realized it's Anders.
Yeah, I'll just say more hair, and then I realized it's Moses. So it's actually less hair, funny enough, but creamier, I guess we can say. All tied up at 1 apiece. Corey, what a shot again. Did it on the pistol on the middle. Does it this time at the deagle and window. Yenka not going to have the look of the draw this time. And I feel like this is just going to be a big battle between the two. Constant fighting, constant aggression. And there's a point I wanted to discuss, and I hope we have a moment here to do it, because you talked about whenever I mentioned the match versus MIBR or a team playing against like Mouse Sports, that they're punching up and they have like nothing to lose. You mentioned Torzy is like, he played so aggressive, and I was saying like, why is he being so far up? He's like a one and done position. And you were saying something like, well, it's because he's against, you know, a team like Mouse Sports, so maybe he wants to try something a little crazy. But I feel like at the same time, if that's his normal style, I feel like why would he not do it again against a team that's a little bit more on their level?
Yeah, that's true, but it's the same sort of thing. Like when you play against someone that's a lot better than you at something, you
Never happened to me, so I don't know.
Cool. You take a lot more risks because you feel like you need to do something. Like you sort of were saying with Connor, like he needed to make those big plays, so he continued to push and continue to be more aggressive. Whereas if you're playing against a team who's on the same level as you, you might just be a little bit safer with some of the plays. I don't mean like not necessarily go as aggressive, but if he does get one, maybe not stick around to try and get the second. Like just be a little bit smarter.
In my head, I'm like, I know me, I'm the opposite way.
But that's why you're not a pro.
Well, no, I'll explain in a second. I just wanted to talk about what's going on here. Caper trying to hold down from short. Looks like the bomb actually will not get planted because it's down over towards the A site. But for me, like, maybe if I was in their situation, and I mean, I played against some like known people in some other games, let's just say, and I feel like I play with too much respect, and I play too passive compared to my normal style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say it would be a good thing. That's
Right.
the point I'm trying to make. I think it would be better if he did play this aggressive style. I don't know if they'd be able to cope with it, but
Like giving too much respect to them would be a bad thing.
yeah, but I think it's more of the case of like, maybe he doesn't feel like he needs to make these flashy plays. Like, I don't know. It's all just conjecture until we actually see them play some of these rounds. But yeah, he played some sort of ridiculous Counter-Strike because it was necessary. Whereas in these sort of scenarios, his team might want him to be a little bit safer because there's actually a chance that they win it without him going for these crazy plays.
Morels actually pushing underpass. I don't know if he was, well, he's going to be spotted now as he makes the first shot. Does connect on the Hussar, but Corey's going to return. Sparrow waiting to receive with his AWP. Might need a little bit of backup, though.
Yeah, the experienced AWP versus the young gun, although it hasn't yet been placed into Torzy's hands. I like the Molotov that's just below the window because they have to jump down into it. He does still manage to get the kill onto Minio. And in fact, Corey's going to get the second as well. They've opened up this B site. Caper, is he going to make the jump? Of course he is. We'll allow them to double up on towards that cap position. 3 players to find. Not really any utility left other than the 1 HE, which you never know. Could be used for a dunk if the bomb does start getting defused. Interesting that even though they've been winning the rounds, there isn't a kit onto either of these players. So the clock's starting to tick, and I think Caper sort of hesitated and started moving back. And of course they're going to pick up the AWP.
Already know what direction that's going to be going. Hand it off to Torzy. I don't know if he's going to be as effective on a map like Mirage with the AWP. Again, if you missed yesterday's games, playing on Train, holding towards E-Box, CT side with an op, pretty much in a one-and-done spot, but it worked out pretty well for him. He got riled up. Positive emotions were flowing within the team, and they had an amazing battle up against MIBR that ended with them losing 1-2. Sparrow with his own op. He'll take the first kill of the round up against Corey. Torzy, we haven't seen him go for really much of a play yet. He's trying to hold over towards short. It's in that direction. Minio gonna get caught out though, and Yenker gonna take down Hussar, so some kills being traded. They've actually been losing out a lot on the A site, bar the pistol round where they just kind of snuck their way through from middle. Credit to Yenker to really lock them down. Like even in the last round, they tried to sneak the bomb from the A site. Didn't work out. Sorry, 2 rounds ago.
I know it's somewhat reliant on Arby to make a play, and in fact, the aggression out from the CT side is actually going to catch the bomb. 50 seconds left for him to try and clutch out a 1 versus, well, now 3. But to get that bomb back and to get to one of the sites is going to be very difficult, especially with the boost coming in onto short. They're going to have the angle to actually kill him off. They're pushing very aggressively, and Well, it looked like Spiro was going to get that kill, but not quite. 4-2. Advo able to get off to a strong start, and the T's once again don't really have the money to go for a buy.
No, not really, unfortunately. I wonder, though, like, how hard will they get down themselves mentally? It seemed like when Torzy wasn't able to get kills, rile them up, is when the downfall started to come in. Obviously, Adwokacik 4-2 up in this first map. We still have Inferno as our second and Train as our third if we do get there. Looks like they're going to need a little bit of a timeout, talk some things over. I think this is such a cool storyline for them, too, considering they weren't considered the #1 team from the region. You heard them talking about it on the desk. They're technically like number 3. Budapest 5 ahead of them, Salamander ahead of them. Ended up beating Salamander to qualify, taking a map off MIBR. Fighting to play in front of their home crowd as well. A lot of pressure mounting up on their shoulders, I feel like, in this match. Now, Adwokacik, I mean, it's kind of similar where they're not the #1 team in Poland, or at least considered the #1 team in Poland. And, well, Virtus.pro's already been able to make their way through. Question is, can they do so themselves?
Yeah, definitely openings within these two respective teams. Oh no. Doesn't get much worse than that in this sort of route, although Torzy will still hit one with the Deeg. And a little bit of extra cash. Wants to make sure he can get the AWP. I think the prospect for Gamerzone is they've already made it this far. That was unexpected. Now, if you can get to the stage, that would be the biggest of wins for them. I think going any further would be unexpected, but who even knows? Especially into the quarterfinals. Here we go. They've managed to retrieve an AWP. It's in the hands of the man you'd like it to. Caper in such an aggressive position, but they actually avoid him somewhat. They go pushing back. Now, the rotations actually come in. The bomb now going in their direction. 45 seconds on the clock. He's the one with it. This is a kind of weird scenario.
Why does he have the bomb there while making noise with the AWP?
I have absolutely no idea. Like, honestly, normally you can kind of come up with a reason for a lot of the plays that are made. That one I am completely clueless.
Is he trying to, like, mind game them? But, like, hey, the bomb's not here because why would I be shooting an AWP? But honestly, I don't know.
Why would you go around the corner?
Morels, the collateral coming through. Nice shot. Yeah, I honestly am legitimately confused on why that would actually happen. But again, that's not the first round Torzy has dropped the bomb in towards B halls, but that was definitely one of the rounds that was the most confusing of the two we've seen so far. 5-2 up for Adwokacik. Can you actually inform me, by the way, whose map choices was? I cannot remember off the top of my head, because I don't remember, and I cannot check. So I wonder if this is the Polish side's choice.
It is.
Okay, that would make sense. Especially with the strong start there they have going. The economy, not great, to be fair, even though they're up 5-2. I'm waiting to see, though, Torzy get on the board. I want to see him get some kills with the AWP and see what he can do, because it's pretty much going to come up to him, I feel like, to really start to open up these rounds. We know he likes to play an aggressive defense style with AWP, at least from what we saw in their match yesterday up against MIBR. We'll be able to do the same kind of thing here on the attacking side of Mirage against Adwokacik. .48 seconds left to go, and no real pressure just yet to make their move. Let's see, ENG gonna have a smoke and a flashbang. He does have Morals off to the side to help out. He's already been able to hit quite a few shots with the AWP. The double AWP setup coming true for Adwokacik. Here we go. The flashbang's being thrown in. Smoke as well. I like the smoke at ENG, trying to block off any sort of angles they can take around him. Hiding behind the bench as well if they do come up against the actual van. The problem is Morals has been able to kill 2 players before they even get in towards the site. And the last player is going to be back in towards middle. RB, Adwokacik again. Now they're easy round for them, up 6-2.
Yeah, now starting to worry a little bit for Gamerzone. Sure, as we mentioned, this is the map choice of the Polish side. This round the AWP on Morales, it's just way too clean. Like that almost comes across, if you're just hearing the sound or maybe not paying attention, that seems as if that was an eco round with how easy that actually was. But instead it was a full investment. They had absolutely everything into that one and achieved as much as they may with this pistol round. In fact, I wouldn't be far off saying they're probably going to do more here. Missed shot already. Nice nade, though. Huge amount of utility damage. Spiro catching off one. Jenka as well, just mopping them out. And there you go. That's already more with like a P250 and a Glock. Not saying that there was more chance of them winning the round, of course, but just an observation. They need to start doing more with their buy rounds. And this is where they come up with another Crazed Deer and Hussar after a very slow start. And in respective maps, at least yesterday, they did manage to do some damage. Decent sight holds coming in from Hussar yesterday. Of course, not really going to be that beneficial when they're playing on the T side. But from the Polish side of things, a very positive start. 7 rounds already on this CT side. Their map choice looking strong.
Oh, tactical timeout even coming in for them. I'm curious exactly why. Maybe trying to plan for the future rounds up ahead. I mean, you can see Sparrow looking, whole team's looking pretty happy here, to be fair. Smiles, chuckles, all the likes. And what's kind of worrying for me is the fact that, well, Gamerzone are just not being vocal. That's something that made them so unique in their match against MIBR, but obviously not really much to cheer for with only 2 rounds, and the first of that coming from the pistol. But here we go, into round number 10. 7-2 in favor of the Polish side. Double up still there. Sparrow gonna get the jump out. Not hit the shot though, unfortunately. And that would be Crazy Deer able to open up onto him. So man advantage to Gamerzone, but can they close out the round? Can they use this advantage to finally get a third on the board?
A strong start, but it's mainly been some of the AWP of Morels has been actually a big problem for them when they have gone anywhere near the B site, and he's looking to try and probe in towards middle once again. In fact, the CT side have all of their players around these angles. A missed shot, though. He's punished. Crazy again. Able to do the work. Trade's coming back, though, for the CT side. Lots of damage being done. Caper still standing, and Jenka doing work. The bomb's actually going to be dropped into middle as well. A big problem now. They've still got plenty of time to play with, and Torzi, with that AWP, has kept this going. Just left onto Jenka to try and bring this back. 45 seconds. He's going to go rotating. The bomb yet to be retrieved, so seems like he's gambling on the B site. Unfortunately, I'm actually quite surprised by that, in all honesty, because I was going to say he doesn't know, but then again, Torzi did get a kill.
Yep.
In towards CT, so you have to know that at least the AWP was around that angle. I suppose now he can 100% tell because he has gone all the way through B, made his way through the apartments, and the one real surprise is that he is going to be behind them, which, to be honest, if I'm Gamerzone, I'm not going to expect that.
Oh. You can see him even talking there. The thing is, they don't know he's there, but in his mind, maybe they do, considering the Molotov came down. That was Hussar able to turn towards ramp. Yeah, you can see trying to gather information, might be able to catch him out. Both of them just walking right by. He spots out the first, gets the headshot, 17 seconds to go. He's got the kit, and he can't get the 4th kill. Torzi's gonna lock out the round. And finally, we can hear some life from the team of Gamerzone.
Yeah, I think that's an important clutch to win. Very close in the end, but the fact that they get it done, it's probably gonna be a big motivation for them moving forward into this map. The question is, though, how are the finances looking? They survive with just 1 player. At least they are keeping the AWP, but the CT side are doing far better in the monetary department. They're even going to have to drop down to a MAC 10. And bear in mind how that last round started off, Jason. It was 2 kills coming out from Crazy Deer, and he doesn't even have the proper weaponry now.
Oh, Morals is going to fall as he tried to push underpass Caper, using the smoke to his advantage. Going to push into sight, looking for the spray down to Crazy Deer, as you mentioned before. That gets it done with the MAC 10, at least 1 kill. At least allows the bomb to be planted. One of the few times I've seen the bomb actually go down for Gamerzone. And it looks like some communication we discussed whether they should save it on. Minio actually started running before we even saw Yenka or Spiro go for it. So there we go, Gamerzone. We wanted what they can do to get on the board. It looks like this B-side hit has worked out. Crazy Deer opening things up. Only 3 kills, but very crucial 3 kills to net them 2 rounds.
It's interesting. Smoke trying to actually hold them in. I think they should be fine anyway. Ooh, okay. Unless Mini is just going to kill them through the smoke.
Oh,
and actually one goes down to the bomb, so that really is a huge success for the CT side. 2 players knocked out right at the end, and again, they're going to keep the economy honest.
The last big buy up, though, for Adwokacik if they can't win this round. Even Yenka not able to buy up too much utility to defend. Spiro will be back on the op again, and I guess confidence started to be a little bit of their downfall in the last. Okay. Yeah, you hate to see it. As his 2 teammates are going to be very late towards the B side, but luckily for them, there's no rush coming that direction. Maybe he's just trying to hold his team back, saying, guys, I want the kills.
Is that who you play?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm normally dead most of the time, so...
You're greedy until dead.
Yeah, so only about 15 seconds of a round, I'm greedy. And that's being generous. Boost into the window, though, and it's going to catch Spiro out. Corey again, able to put his stamp down on the window, but unfortunately, Caper's able to return, and they know the hit's coming in towards A with all the smokes coming down. The smokes are starting to dissipate, though, and Torres is going to have to watch this angle. But he has the bomb in hand. He's going to have to pass it off or get the kill. Decision will have to be made.
Molotov can go into the corner. That is going to force out one of the T's. Caper too many targets, but he actually manages to hit the shots anyway. Has the support of Minio, and that is going to be the break back once again from Advo. Even still, the money on either side is somewhat questionable. Corey could drop over an extra AK. Assar was able to buy it. What a shot. It's just not an ideal situation for them financially.
Looking like a very big B hit. That's going to spell disaster if they were trying to rush it through. Trying to set up some smokes and flashes. Morals with a smoke, incendiary, and a nade. I think they're going to have to run through quite a bit of fire, hopefully have some defensive smokes to help assist this. And I can tell you right now, no smokes actually left for them to use. Incendiary going to come down, going to buy a lot of time for distraction. Fortunately, Caper's going to go down. Sparrow as well. Morals all by himself. Gets 2. Trying to go for the spray in the 3rd, but again, Corey getting some very high impact kills, to be honest. It's going to be a 2-on-3.
Yeah, decent position now for the T side, and Minio has managed to sneak his way through, but spraying a lot of bullets, has to be careful. He doesn't end up with none left in the clip, and while he's got 1 spare in his face instead. Jenka, 1 versus 3. There's nothing he can do. The attempt was probably a little bit over the top, in all honesty, but starting to bring things back. Gamerzone, 3 of the last 4 rounds. Money in a weird state again. Either side not really able to dominate the economy game. So we are going to have an AWP. I think that's onto Morels as well, so there's a chance. He's been playing very well so far.
See some frustrations on the side of Adwokacik there. Yeah, he has been playing well, Morals, but the last couple of rounds they've been losing. He's been, unfortunately, dying very early on in the rounds. Maybe he's that linchpin within the team to spell victory. Even Sparrow going to be on a scout. And there we go. Morals gets the first.
An important frag within this round. They're going to want to try and keep their dominance. Jenka, is he going to survive, or is he going to spread? He's going to be burning, and the nade thrown out from Torzi. I love it. A full utility kill out from the Hungarian. Bomb actually going back in the other direction. Minio's caught another, and so is Sparrow with the scout. Once more, this round swings into the favor of the Polish side, and Morels, he's got the big green gun and is ready and waiting. All he really has to do is get one on the cross. As if they do opt to go in that direction. They really do love going through the underpass. Crazy dip. It's just going to be on the edge. Sparrow now comes into support. It seems like they've got the right read on the situation. 2 scoped weapons homed in on this peak. Already some damage done. Is the AWP going to catch one? Yes, he is. And there's Sparrow to chime in as well. A great hold coming out from Ambo. And now you've got Gamerzone again with the financial problem. You wonder what they're actually going to purchase into the round. Of course they will, because it is the last round of the half. A very difficult position to come out from.
A little bit of a timeout coming in for Gamerzone just to discuss what they can do in this round. Like I said before, financially they're hurting. Round-wise, not doing terribly. Honestly, it could have been a lot worse if they didn't win round 10 and 11. It was 7-2 at one point.
It's definitely workable. A bit like their opponent's name.
I think my goal is to get you to say their full name again.
I can't even remember how to say it.
I see Twitch chat now. Spam this bravado if you support Avocado.
I can see it.
Yeah, because they're not going to find anything that rhymes with the actual name.
At least not in English.
That's true. Coach Cam.
It's a big hit towards B. The entirety of Gamerzone going to be rushing into this site. Caper going to be flashed off, but he does get the first kill on a Crazy Deer. Buying a lot of time. Corey looking for a shot towards short, and Minio's able to get one onto Hussar. Now he's being smoked off as well, and the bomb finally to get planted, but it's going to be a 4-on-3, a retake for Adwokacik coming through. And what a shot again out of Morels.
Yeah, he has been the real star of the show. Torzy still gets a kill, even off the back of his P250. Finally realizes he's had an AK and gets 2 more headshots to boot. Now it's left on to Morels with that AWP. He does have the kit, so a little bit of extra time on the clock. Looking to push back in, Marby has it. What a fantastic round from Torzy once again. He is going to be sat 14-9, the only player on his team to hit double digits, and well, he'll help them get that 6th digit onto the board. Decent recovery.
Could have been a lot scarier considering too, if they both didn't line up for the double kill, that probably would have been the double digits for Adwokacik there. You can hear the screaming from this side of the room from that round, and
Makes it sound like they're in the room.
I mean, technically they kind of are, because we're in one big room with barriers set up.
They put up fake walls.
Yeah.
They're trying to contain us, Jason.
They can't contain this nose. It's not possible. I'm trying my whole life to hide it.
Do you use it as like a laser cutter?
Laser cutter, snow plow, truffle finder, you name it. I can do it.
Bucket. You might drown, but you can probably carry a lot of water in it if you turn your head the upside down.
But would it be clean water is my question. Will it be a clean take here? And Adwokacik as they push in. Corey's able to get one, but again, Minio and Sparrow coming alive. Torsi, that was the man we were looking in the last round as he gets a nice double spray down in towards window. Can he get much more? And well, maybe he won't need to. Hussar is able to fight his way through. As they push back in, the 2 players, one towards CT, one towards site. Player towards CT is going to have to go big, or it's just going to have to be Sparrow. He's got to be the hero, and well, Crazy Deer won't let that happen. And Gamerzone get one step closer to tying things up. Just imagine how big my lungs must be to take in this much air that this schnoz can hold.
Yeah. I reckon like you wouldn't even need a buoyancy aid in water. You just breathe in fully and you just float along.
Yeah, pretty much. I could almost fly, actually. That's how buoyant I am, even in air. You know, like,
that's why you're so
Mary
tall.
Poppins? Was it Mary Poppins? That's like the nose thing? I don't know. She can fly, or I don't know.
I thought she had an umbrella.
Oh yeah, that's true. Who's the one that could do a nose?
Is that Nanny McPhee?
Who's that?
So, some other woman who
Sure, let's go with it.
has like powers. that was the vaguest description of any film
No,
ever.
it was perfectly descriptive. It leaves it to the eye of the beholder of what power she has.
Oh, that's funny. That could range all the way from like Superwoman to Margaret Thatcher.
Oh God. Well, on a brighter side, if it's ever rain outside, you can use my nose as an umbrella. Just hide under it.
I'm gonna pass on that one, especially the
Smart
amount you've been
choice.
sneezing.
Smart choice.
Well, 9-7.
I've been called nose man before. Man and nose man. That was the.
Noseman sounds like the worst superhero ever.
I don't know. Aquaman sounds pretty bad. What's your power? I can talk to fish. Good on you.
I imagine it's just like what's the response. Here we go though. Investment in from either side. The T's looking to force the issue. Yedka with his trusty Deeg in hand, and it's the AK for Minio and Caper. Already Minio going to be kicking things off, and they're going to look to execute right off the back of this. They have not checked the sandwich. They're going to be careful. Corey's waiting. Can he get anything more? He's still just standing within two of the T players. Both spamming away, and it's going to be Corey to come out on top. He's expecting someone to round the corner, but that player never arrives. Back to the MP9 he goes, and Spiro now looking to try and run in with the scout. There's nothing he can do there. Torsi will be there to yoink that frag and get himself some extra money. Gamerzone get the difference down to 1.
Kind of a little bit of a grindy game for them. I think the biggest opponent they have isn't really Adwokacik. It's almost themselves. I know it's like the most vague and most generic thing I could say, but again, we see such a difference whenever Torzi's hitting shots, the motivation, the morale that he provides his team. Everyone seems to step up around him. But Minio, gosh, he is just getting so many opening frags. This time with the deagle onto Corey. And then Yenka, you talked about his deagle before. Minio again. What is going on? These deagles doing the work. Crazy Dare and Hassar, the last two alive.
Well, only 30 seconds have gone. There's plenty of time. Spiro is going to be clearing out this B site. Push is coming back. I don't know if they were expecting this close, but they still win the battles. However, Crazy Deer, very low on HP. Yedka has retrieved himself an AK-47. Morales still just sat with a pistol and nothing else. They will be able to get the bomb down. This is already a largely successful round, but it may just get that bit better. Hassar is left alone. He is going to be rotating through the market. He may be able to get the timing perfect, turns it into the 1v1. And Yedka to try and clutch this out, and he'll do just that. The T side steal a round away. Off the back of the force, it was looking like a failure.
Did he jump? Or is it just his ragdoll physics? It looked like he almost jumped, like right as he was being shot.
It's possible. Maybe panic?
Depends. Where's the jump? On the mouse wheel, maybe, for him?
Yeah, that is something that people do quite commonly by
I know you
mistake.
talked about it with Get Right, and on Dust 2 when that happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Well, it makes it easier to bunny hop, so a lot of people do have it, but it also... That is the trade-off, that you can accidentally clip the button. Especially, I think it's a bug with a lot of mice as well, that sometimes it will just cause you to jump.
Well, remember how I talked about yesterday how... Was it Pronax plays inverted?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure DDK's talked about this quite a few times, but there's also a player in a game called Quick Champions who actually plays, he's one of the best in Sweden. Move forward is left click, move backwards is right click, to shoot is jump, or is spacebar, sorry. And his jump is like control or something.
Yeah, he's got problems.
And he's one of the best players in Sweden. He's
Imagine if he played normally. Probably be the best in the world.
He was the best in the world at some points. And he beat a Fatality back a long time ago. And they call him the Terminator.
I still find the weirdest thing is someone I know plays WASD, but then uses their thumb to click left shift. So I can show you.
That just hurts my wrist.
Yeah, no, that is I tried it for a round, and afterwards I didn't want to play anymore because my thumb hurt too much. So,
We know Machine, so he's a lefty, right? So he plays with the mouse his left hand, but he rebinds everything to the, I think, the other side of the keyboard. So it's always frustrating for him to play an FPS game that you can't rebind keys in because you just can't get the settings right. I'm a lefty, but I play with the mouse in my right hand.
yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah, I still think the keyboard thing is weirder.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. Adwokacik, though, up to 11 rounds compared to the 8 at Gamerzone. They got so close. They came within 1 round. But now Adwokacik seem to be on the runaway. And Torzi, again, we talked about him getting aggressive. Sparrow has his number. And he can't really afford to be losing a player this early on in rounds like this, especially when you're lacking utility or lacking any sort of economy. And they're even able to sneak Morals inside a window. And this should be an easy B hit. He's actually has a couple of players there if he just turns around inside the site and coming through the window, and he pulls his best Torzi impression. Nice little double kill comes through. Still be one more player in sight. Corey! He gets one. He looks for the spray. He can't get the second, though. Spiral's going to shut him down. That could have been an opportunity. Either way, Adwokacik going to take their 12.
Yeah, 5 versus 1. It was a little bit of hope in a bleak situation, and once again, Gamerzone are left with very little. They've lost some rounds that we didn't really expect them to, and that's led to some big problems. Here we go. Right back into the action. I say action, it's mainly just pistols in play for the CT side. Poles firmly in the driver's seat in their map choice, of course. So if you are a Hungarian fan, don't have to worry too much just yet, but even still. I also feel like there's like the problem with somewhat smaller teams and lower teams that map choices don't seem to be so conclusive. Like I think it happens at the very top as well, where like you can have 2 teams that have a strong map pool, but then you can have 2 teams that have a okay map pool, and then thus they end up on maps where they may not necessarily want to be, or they can sort of win each other's choices. Like, we'll see. But they may not be feeling massively confident in their next map choice if things do not get better from here.
Oh, Minio again. Nice little triple kill comes through for him. Up to 17 kills, 23 for Morals. On the other side, though, Torzi, the man I want to look at, 18 kills, but he hasn't been as explosive as we've seen in their match versus MIBR. Gamerzone are starting to really struggle here on the CT side. I feel like, though, in general, at the top level, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that I feel like it generally doesn't really come down to what map it's on. It comes down to, I think, how the teams are playing. If we're looking at like the very tippy top, obviously there's certain maps that teams are really well known for. But I don't know if you'd agree or disagree with that.
I think there's definitely a lot more of a middle ground, of course, but I still think a lot of the time a choice of map by a team is normally one they're going to win, especially the top few. Like,
Okay.
if you go into a map like Nuke versus Astralis, like a lot of the time you're not going to be expecting to win that map because that is what they are one of the best in the world on. Here we go, though. Minio does open things up. CT side have already lost the majority of their team. This round has fallen apart just like many other. A real chance to get back into this. I think they just have to fall back for the save. It's whether or not Minio is going to let them. He's on the hunt. The timing works out for him, but he doesn't quite get the kill. But okay, Crazy D is going to peek back into it and hand that rifle away anyway. Hassar trying to escape, but again, there's quite a bit of money, at least on a few players of Advo, so they're going to be having a little look around, a gander for Hassar.
I mean, this is going to be round 14 for Adwokacik. If they can take this gun away, they're almost eliminate any chance that Gamerzone can stop them from getting to 15.
Oh, he saw him. Oh. Close. Strong performance across the board.
Yenker as well. He's not as had many kills as he did previously. but
He hasn't needed to.
yeah, and he's also been hitting a lot of like great shots in general. The Deagle, the AK, the opener there. Not easy to do when you're crab walking around the corner.
Oh, here we go.
That nade.
Fast push again. They're going to try and double down on this A-side take. Caper will be there to get the opener, but there's 2 back for the CT side. Morel's already low on HP. Nice shot from Spiro with the orb. That Deagle's still going from Corey, but it isn't to be, and that round ended probably as quickly as you'll ever see. It's now left for an overtime battle. 7 rounds in a row needed for the Hungarians.
No one really standing out on Adwokacik. If you look, it's 23 number 1 for Morels, 15 for Caper as the last, an 8 kill spread between the entire team.
Let's not talk about the other side.
I mean, minus the one outlier of Crazy Deer, it's still not that different either. It's only 7 kills between the top and bottom. And to be fair, 3 of Crazy Deer's 7 kills have actually netted them a round when they were on the T side. Rounds that they desperately needed.
And they're going to be in need for that once again. They still have a purchase, a double up setup, in fact. Corey looking to get up in the grill. The Polish offense. But it's more of just a patient play. I think Adver have realized that, okay, we don't really need to go overly aggressive in that round. We tried it in the last. Maybe they're expecting it. Jenka as well. He is waiting patiently, and there is slowly a ramp push coming in. He's about to peek around the corner, and he's caught for it. The CT side benefit from his curiosity. Now the T's have to fight with a man down.
Harvey staying composed, even with the man advantage. He obviously wants to peek around that corner to gather some information, but they need to hold his line. No one's watching towards jungle. A little bit scared if they actually decided to push that direction. They're going to smoke it off. Corey's going to get the first shot. Morales has gotten in towards site, though. Corey's still holding towards A-ramp, actually reverse positions. Caper's going to get caught out by Torzy, and Torzy's going to get himself a double. So still relatively quiet on the side of Gamerzone. No screams coming in just yet, but that obviously is the first step in the right direction for their team.
Yeah, that's always the worry when everyone goes quiet.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of the positive. It's the same with the crowd. When the crowd is loud and screaming, it pumps you up. The second you can't hear it anymore, it starts to make an eerie silence within.
See, it's also like the upside and downside to having a very vocal player in your team like Torzy. Like, upside is when he's playing well, he gets you ramped up. When he's not playing well, he's quiet, and then you're automatically going to think, okay, well, now this is not good. If he's quiet, then he's obviously not necessarily tilted, but not performing as well, and we're going to struggle.
Psychology of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that just depends on how it works with your team. Like, it's a very quick play. Minio snuck in onto short.
Nice shot from Arby. Good start. Torzy's managed to finish one more. This Molotov in play once again. And actually, CT side doing quite well. Minio, however, trades things back. They never seem to be able to hold on to the advantages they gain. And once again, they're going to fall into this retake. 2 players they don't really want to be up against. Minio and Morels, the M&Ms, looking to try and hold into this. The bomb's been ticking for quite a while. They do have a kit onto Hussar, but if he goes down within the apartments, this round is almost surely over. Corey spots out a player but gives away his position in the meantime, and they still expect somebody to be coming in through the apps. 15 seconds until that bomb explodes, and Minio gets another. Morels close it out. The TAC team finish it off, and it will be the Polish side to get themselves that victory. 16-9 on their map choice. Pretty dominant performance in the end, especially on that T side. Very well played.
Yeah, again, you can't even point out necessarily a particular player within their team. Everyone was hitting some good shots. Yenker, in particular, again, I mean, I say stand out, but just a couple of shots that he did hit, like the crawl through Palace to get the connection.
I think Morales was really good as well.
Yeah, he did. He really stood out with the AWP, which we didn't really see much of him at all, considering it was mostly Spiro using it up against MIBR yesterday.
Yeah, no, a strong double up setup on their CT side, got them a lot of rounds, and then there were some sort of entry kills that they managed to get on the other side. But yeah, it never really seemed like the CT side showed up. And when they did, like the double up setup came in, and it was just too little too late. And again, we talk about the advantages. Like even in that last round, they had a 4 versus 2. Minio just gets 2 kills right back into the round. And those are sort of things you can't let slip. Otherwise, you lose the game.
Say kind of the same thing for Adwokacik, because Torzy got the nice double in through window in one of the last rounds of their T side. But it's gonna be an interesting map. We obviously have Inferno to come up next. Say to Kiss and the boys on the desk. What'd you think of it?
The boys. I'd say we're the boys with the dad, not two. What did you think of this?
Actually, more one-sided than I would have expected, honestly. I mean, going further into this best of 3 Inferno, I think, is going to be Gamerzone's opportunity. But on this map, I was very happy to see the Polish guys be reactive. They were doing like mid-round, really recognizing opportunities, if you will.
It looked like it was going to get close for a minute in sort of the midsection of the game, but you're right. They changed the pace, they changed the tempo, and got away with it.
Yeah, good to see. Like we saw a round, for example, where they recognized there might be a gap in the window. They boosted up, they got behind in the bomb side. I think it was Morals just getting a pretty cheeky 2K where he killed a guy that he wasn't supposed to even. Pretty much killed the round right there and then. That showcases that they're definitely on top of it. They're communicating well. They're recognizing what's going on around them, and they were just a step ahead a lot of the times. On the other hand, Gamerzone kind of on their CT side, it felt to me that they were just dying too many times individually, one by one, without any opportunity to retaliate. You saw later stage of the game. Avocado coming through apartments. They get a kill on top of.
He's going with it.
I know. Of balcony, but there was no one to really, try to contest it afterwards. And then they get the second kill as well. The round over, pretty much before anything got further on.
What did you make of it, Jalen? I mean, Yedekar this morning looked excellent.
Yes. I mean, I think it's a bit early to ring the alarm bells just yet because obviously Mirage, this is a pick of Adwokacik. They have a nice track record on it. Obviously not against top opponents, but against teams like Gamerzone, that tier 3, tier 4 type of opponents. So I kind of did expect it to go this way, especially the CT side. This is where the MIBR saga ended yesterday for Gamerzone, and we saw some weak CT sides from them on the map as well. If it really the T side really got something going, so I guess it's not very surprising. The main takeaway from this map, if you are a Gamerzone, is at least the stars, Corey and Torji, the ones you mentioned, they are alive and kicking, right? They had some nice rounds. For example, Torji on the B side, he had a
3K.
Yeah, it was 3K.
But even he definitely set himself up for success on the final kill too, because he had the door covered off. His teammate just had to watch one angle. He had the information. No, I think he looked excellent in that round.
Right, so they are alive and kicking, and that's something you need going into the other 2 maps, obviously, if you go to a 3rd map, because those are guys we relied on yesterday against MIBR to carry them through, and that's something we need on Inferno as well.
Well, I think that's absolutely true. Torzik was someone yesterday. Today, that round, by the way, that was round 15, if I'm not mistaken, that you're speaking about, to end out the half. That was with a rifle, but yesterday he looked great on the AWP as well.
Yeah, I do think that he does act as a sort of secondary op on the team. Obviously, Torji is coming in as a main op, but if he does require that support or perhaps the need to have the presence of the op on another side of the map, Corey does end up picking it up as well.
Yeah, we saw that on T-side as well, which is not very common.
Mirage, T-side, double up, that's not common at all.
Or Inferno, for that matter.
Inferno, yes, even more so, yes. Thank you for correcting me on that one. But we're going to go on to Inferno now, so what do you take from that? I mean, it's not common you see it T-side.
No, obviously not. I don't think that's going to be your plan A or B or even C.
Unless you're Mouse Sports and you go for like a triple op retake like yesterday, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I think that's a whole different story on its own. I think this Inferno, considering how they looked like yesterday on it, they should really have a good crack at it.
Well, we'll see if they do or not. It's certainly a more. Well, I say it's more CT utility based. I would say Mirage is definitely a utility-based T side, but CT side less so than Inferno. Surely, Banana takes a little more out of you.
I think kind of works both ways. Flushing out both ways. You need a lot of utility, but now we've seen the meta switch towards CTs just saving up just to make sure they have the mollies, they have the smokes.
Delay the push.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very pivotal to have.
Yeah, this pick definitely makes sense for Gamerzone. Obviously, they took down MIBR on it yesterday. They must be feeling very confident on this map. Something that I was worried about yesterday is that obviously, if you make it so close against a team like MIBR as an underdog, you can get to your head, right? You feel that elation, you feel as the king of the world, right? And that's where that overconfidence can get you into a bad spot. But from what I heard, after the game, the Gamerzone boys were like, right away, all right, we're going to the practice room, let's start grinding. So we should see some sort of more disciplined gameplay, hopefully, from them.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to take this for granted. I can't imagine them being, let's say, a top team. Let's say NIP at this event. Get knocked out. All right, we're out of here. We're going home. No, these guys are going to stick around. They're going to learn from this in the best way they possibly can. They're going to take this game seriously.
Yeah, watch the VODs and get ready for it. I mean, we saw some nice executes from there yesterday, so hoping for more.
Well, we'll see if we get more. To do that, though, we must switch to a break to reset ourselves. Go get a drink of water. Hydrate yourself. That's your daily reminder. I'll do it again later if you don't do it now, so you better. When we come back, it's going to be Jason and Tom to take us into map number 2, Inferno, between Adwokacik and Gamerzone.